love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just give me up. Don't be scared. Back. I won't stop, I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so what? You're gonna be hurting bad, cause I've been to hell and back. You don't wanna make me mad, I stay strong. You will never see me crack. And if you get in my way, you gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math, when I hate, I attack. I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. Don't be scared. Just give me up. Don't be scared.
Welcome in, everybody, to Fantasy Pros. This is the Fantasy Football Podcast. It is me, Joey P. Joe Pisapia with me today, fresh from Patriots camp. He might be on special teams, but he's always special here. He's Andrew Erickson. Derek Brown is back. The hat is here. It is backwards. That's how you know he's really here. And we have a special guest today. Oh, baby, do we ever. From Fantasy Points, the one, the only Graham Barfield is joining us. And today we've got all of you with us. That's right. We've got some of our Fantasy Pros peeps, our Fantasy Pros family, drafting with us. This is the Half-PPR mock draft, and we are going to be going through that today. Erickson, you were at camp, so I want to get all the buzz from you. You're like the Adam Schefter, the Ian Rappaport. So any news that you'd like to share with the audience from what you saw today over in New England?
Devontae Parker is the number one wide receiver on the Patriots. No doubt in my mind, when he's healthy, he's going to be the most productive receiver from a fantasy perspective. No idea who the backup to McCaffrey is. Hubbard and Foreman continue to split reps, and it could just be a committee if McCaffrey goes down. And the Panthers offense as a whole, outside DJ Moore and McCaffrey, don't want any of them because that offense is not good.
Sounds like something I've heard on the show before from some other bald, handsome man. I don't know who that is. I'll have to think about it later. Derek Brown, speaking of bald, handsome men, you have nothing to share with us from training camp. I assume you weren't at anywhere today with any news, but I know we had some Miles Sanders issues going on with the leg. Are we back to the old tricks with Miles Sanders again? Is that what it feels like?
I mean, another year, same problems, Joe. No, I wish I was at a training camp. I'm getting ready for first day of school. You know how that goes, dude. So lots of school supply shopping and a little bit of hating life right now, but it'll all be okay. It'll all be okay.
I did all of that the other day. We went and did the whole, $150 later of notebooks and Trapper Keepers and things like that. Now, Graham Barfield, what I love about you is obviously many things. Your analysis, your incredible hair that may or may not be attached to that hat right now. But I also love the Zero Hedge hashtag. And of course, if you follow him on the Twitter machine at Graham Barfield, you're aware of this already. Zero Hedge. I love this. Talk to everybody about what that means.
Yeah. First of all, hi guys. Nice to do a show with you guys. I think this is the first time I've done a show with you, Joe.
Hi, Graham.
Derek,
Yeah,
Derek, you guys.
I think years ago, you, me, and Sealy did some stuff together, but that was
Okay.
so long ago.
Yeah,
and
it's
I'm
been a
not
minute.
important, so you would forget.
Yeah. And Andrew, this is our first show together, so it's nice to do a show with you guys. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, zero hedge. Listen, I'm not about this business where you play the game where it's like, oh, what if I'm wrong? Like, play like the way you're right. Don't hedge. Play the way you're right. If you're right, and go down with the ship when you're wrong. I'm more than fine to take L's when I'm wrong, but I'm going to play like I'm right.
I like that. Own it. Ownership of it.
Love it.
That's what you do. I mean, you do all this research, you do all this work. You might as well draft all the same guys you want, right? Those are your guys. Why would you start to pivot? Then you don't believe in the work you did. I love this. Zero hedge. I'm believing. I want the t-shirt. Do you have the t-shirts? Because I want to wear one.
Oh, man, that's a great idea.
All right,
I need to
in.
make t-shirts, get hats, turn it
50-50.
into a whole brand.
Zero hedge
zero
adult
hedge.
onesie.
Let's
Would
go.
love it.
Adult onesie.
Oh, there you
Could
go.
be,
Yeah,
could have
baby.
lots of opportunities there. All right, you've got an opportunity as well. Now, if you are watching the draft on our YouTube channel, which again, I strongly endorse because you can see all the draft picks flow. If you are a subscriber to our FantasyPros YouTube channel, it has its perks. Obviously, you click that little bell for notifications. You get all the pods, all the videos, everything, the live streams like this. And also, you're going to get an opportunity to win a jersey. It just came fresh off the presses today. A Javonte Williams autographed jersey. Look at that. Top 5 RB this year, Javonte Williams. That's right, I said it, number 33. It can be yours. We're not giving it away today, but you can enter to win today if you subscribe to our YouTube channel and drop something in the comments as you're watching the draft. And today's draft, obviously, is brought to you by the Draft Wizard, or should I say Draft Wizard. Every time I say the in front of it, I end up in HR. It's just the Draft Wizard, baby. It's just Draft Wizard, not the Draft Wizard. And you can be using the Draft Wizard too. There, I did it again. Oh my goodness, I'm incorrigible. The mock draft lobby is available right now. You can go in there and get in live drafts with other people. Go mix it up with them. Go have some fun. You can run the draft simulator. It works exactly the same. So you can draft against real people, computer opponents. Get ready for your draft. This is training season, everybody. This is what we're doing. We're getting ready for our season, getting ready for the drafts. And there's nothing better than running those simulations and running in mock drafts over at fantasypros.com/draftwizard. It is the absolute best software. You get all the expert opinions, you get all the grades. And if you're running those simulations for yourself too, you get to back out picks, try new things. If you're a premium subscriber, you get to enter in the keepers and then draft along with that. If you are premium, you can draft against the bots in your home league with their tendencies with the new draft intel tool. Amazing things we've got going on there. And before we kick things off too, I also want to thank the sponsor, or one of them today, which is Spoiled Banana. That's right. Spoiled Banana Society is here for you. And no, that is not Derek Brown's OnlyFans account. This is a real thing, my friends. Curious about NFTs? You don't know where to start? Spoiled Banana Society, or SBS, might be the fit for you. And SBS has built an exciting Web3 fantasy football game all through NFTs, which is super cool, with over $1 million in prizes won already. This season, you can compete exclusively with other users in SBS community leagues for weekly and seasonal prize pools, including a Board 8 Yacht Club NFT for first place. And the cheapest one is $160,000 right now. Sounds pretty impressive to me. So how does it work? There's no draft, and your NFT is your whole team. That's it. Each NFT contains 2 quarterbacks, 4 running backs, 5 wideouts, 2 tight ends, and 2 defenses, and users must set their starting lineup every week from their NFT roster. And SBS's innovative positional best ball format makes injuries less annoying by replacing players with team positions. For example, if Mike Evans is on your NFT and it would contain Tampa wide receiver, then your team would then get the highest scoring Tampa Bay wide receiver for that week. And because there's always going to be a Tampa Bay wide receiver, not only is your NFT competing every week for seasonal prizes, but also your NFT carries over year, competing for prizes each season with no further purchase necessary. And you can find out more about this at SBS's site at sbs.xyz, and make sure to join the community on Discord and follow them on Twitter at SBS_XYZ today. And again, that's SBS.xyz. So check out the Spoiled Banana Society NFT fantasy football game. Sounds pretty exciting there, that's for sure. I know Chris, our producer, is very excited about it. He's already making an NFT of this board of the 4 of us to compete in that challenge, which sounds fantastic. Now, today, we're going to be kicking things off here, again, half PPR style. We're going to kick this draft off. Derek Brown, you're drafting from the 5 spot. Graham is actually just drafter. That's what he's going by today. This is his alias because he's very popular on Twitter. He doesn't need all the publicity. I will be drafting all the way from the turn. I'm taking the 5th spot today. And BPE, you selected right before me, which is just what happened yesterday because you and I were in a draft last night together, and you sniped me more than once. I can only hope I got you at least once in that draft.
Oh, no, you definitely did, and that's why I picked right before you, because the sniping is going to continue.
This is the Andrew Erickson revenge tour. Is that what it is? All right,
Watch
very
out.
good. Watch out. I will watch myself. All right, so we have begun the draft, and with us today, we have some fantastic folks. Again, we've got Foxworth7. I know she's been very active in our Discord and all the mock drafts. She's selecting first. She selects Jonathan Taylor. We've got Reefy Reef. We've got Graham Barfield. We've got Keeg Hog, Derek Brown, Get Swifty. I always love a good Rick and Morty reference. Dream Team, Chris 2333. The other previous versions were not good. This is the best Chris we could have had. Dave C. We have Stassi Bo, and of course BPE, and me, Joey P. So Jonathan Taylor goes first to Foxworth7. Justin Jefferson goes second. I love it. The Joey P influence on the draft is already apparent. JJ going number 2 overall. Christian McCaffrey goes third. No influence, obviously, from Andrew Erickson's report from training camp. Austin Eckler goes 4th. Derek Brown, you're up next with the 5th pick. You're on the clock.
I mean, it's wide receiver time, guys. I'm debating between Cooper Kupp or Jamar Chase. You know what? Let's go with the variance. I'll go Jamar Chase. I took Cooper Kupp, and I think the last draft, or maybe the one before that, look, they're in a tier of their own. It's Jefferson, it's Kupp, it's Chase. One of those guys is going to be wide receiver 1, so I'm feeling Chase today.
I love this. I feel like a month ago, this was not necessarily where you'd be going with this pick. I feel like you would have just, ho-hummed one of the running backs. This is great. I feel like an influencer. Maybe I should be the one with the OnlyFans account. I don't know. Cooper Kupp goes next with Get Swifty. Dalvin Cook goes at 107. That, to me, I thought was where Derek Brown was going to go. I want to go back to Drafter. So, Drafter, a.k.a. Graham Barfield.
Graham's burner.
Christian McCaffrey, no influence whatsoever in terms of your concern from Andrew Erickson's scouting report today.
Yeah, I'm just a draft bot over here. Lurking in these draft streets. I actually took the 3 spot because that was like the earliest spot taken, and I wanted Jefferson, but I'm more than happy with McCaffrey. My guy Scott Barrett kind of summed it up perfectly with him. Like, either Christian McCaffrey stays healthy for 15 games and he wins your league, or like he misses 7-8 more games and you're struggling once again. I think it's really that simple with him, man. He's like the gold standard in fantasy, PPR or half. And he stays healthy for 15-16 games, man. Like, you're golden. That's the only thing. You just have to, light some candles, say a prayer, Hail Mary a couple times, and pray he stays healthy.
Well, I guess here's my question about that, too, and then we'll get to the rest of the picks here in the round. We're only on a 30-second clock today, so we're going to move quickly. But, when you're looking at that, and you have the whole board, is that enough of a discount? I mean, 3rd overall? Isn't there an opportunity where maybe, if you're getting him at 7, you could say, okay, I can back that up right away. But when you're at 2nd or 3rd overall pick, or even 1st, as I see him going in some spots, do you think that's enough, basically, of a discount to, possibly throw your whole season away before you've even begun the rest of your roster construction?
Yeah, but like I said, I mean, he's my 101 for what it's worth.
Okay.
I just think he, like I said, he stays healthy and he single-handedly gives you a 50% chance to win your league. I get it. I also get the flip side. Jonathan Taylor's never missed a game, really never missed a practice, even dating back to his like Wisconsin days. But we have concerns with JT too. I think, Colts are going to be a little more pass heavy. Nyheim Hines is going to mix in on passing downs like he did last year. Christian McCaffrey's, he, like I said, he's the gold standard, man. And, I get why, somebody would take a Jefferson or even Cooper Kupp in that spot, if you don't go JT. But McCaffrey, man, it's just, he's the gold standard.
Jonathan Taylor, by the way, also had a perfect attendance record in 7th grade, just in case you were curious about that. I did get that memo. I did. I do my research, baby. I know. All right, so after Dalvin Cook went with the 7th pick, Derrick Henry went 8th, Najee Harris went 9th, and DeAndre Swift went at 110. I was hoping he made it to me to the turn. He did not. Stephon Diggs, BPE, talk about the pick.
Well, I know you're obsessed with going wide receiver, so yeah. I took Diggs on purpose because I knew that he would not come to me in the 2nd round. And I like the running backs that would fall to me. So there were a couple running backs I would have been happy with getting at the 202, and I knew you wouldn't take both of them. So that's why I went with that approach with Diggs first, and then following it up with Saquon Barkley because you took Mixon.
So basically, Andrew Erickson opened up a spite store at the 11th pick today. And okay, that's fine. It's funny. Today I was actually going to do something different, but now, screw it. You going to screw around with my stuff? No, I went ahead and I took Devontae Adams with one of my picks. And then I took Joe Mixon. I was contemplating taking Swift and Mixon if they made it to me. But DeAndre Swift starting to push up the draft board. Have you noticed that lately, Andrew? That the DeAndre Swift movement gone from like RB15 to now, somewhere in the top 10 RBs. Have you noticed that lately? Because I certainly have.
Yeah, because he has the exact skill set that you want in a fantasy football running back. Like he catches passes out of the backfield. He has a statue quarterback. He has good offensive line. And yeah, the only reason he's not being drafted higher is because Jamal Williams, has a role on offense. But I'll take the value that he falls for that reason because Jamal Williams is just the guy when Swift is going to get all the high value touches, especially in the red zone. I mean, Austin Eckler doesn't play on every single down, and he was awesome last year. So I think Swift really has like an Austin Eckler type ceiling in his range of outcomes this year.
All right. So after I took Joe Mixon, so I got my RB1, my wide receiver 1. You took Saquon Barkley. You also took Barkley in that draft we did last night in that industry league. So let's talk about Saquon Barkley and the bounce back potential for him. Now that's a discount compared to McCaffrey.
I mean, when I look at running backs that could potentially play 70%, 80% of their snaps this year, there's not that many guys, but Barkley is one of those players. Like there's no one on the Giants that's backing him up that is a threat to his workload. And the Giants have every single reason as him becoming a free agent at the end of this year to feature him as much as humanly possible. He's the best player on offense. Like right now, Kadarius Toney, we like him a lot, but he's hurt right now. So Saquon Barkley has every reason to be super featured in an offense that should be much better. I mean, if I'm taking the Giants offense versus the Panthers offense, I think the Giants will be better. So I think Barkley is kind of one of the low-key players that could finish RB1 overall because he's already done it before. So I love him in the second round.
Alvin Kamara looks like news getting better for him, potentially not missing as much time as we thought. We'll see if that comes to fruition. CeeDee Lamb at 204, then Travis Kelce, Nick Chubb, Aaron Jones. Talk about your selection. Another guy who's flying up the boards lately, Derek Brown. Who did you select at 208?
I went with Javonte Williams. Took the home run swing after getting my wide receiver 1 in Chase, and I'll keep pressing the button on Javonte. Like the downside is he splits work with Melvin Gordon. The upside is he gets 65-70% of the work, and he just crushes and he wins your league. Mm-hmm. So I'll take that home run swing. Like Graham was talking about it. We're not about hedge life here, people. It's get your guys, and if you're right, you win. It's that simple, man. So again, no hedge life. I know exactly who I'm going to go with on this one. And
well, yes, you can't go. I paused the draft. I want to talk about Graham's pick. So you think I'm going to talk to our guest here for a second. Deebo Samuel goes, and then drafter, aka Graham Barfield, gets to select next. So Graham, let's talk about your pick, and then when it came back to you around, we'll recap those picks after.
Sure. So Leonard Fournette, I kind of view the same way as McCaffrey. He's been nothing but a bell cow, nothing but a stud in fantasy football when he's been healthy. Last year, he was the RB4 by fantasy points per game. You combine his last 2 seasons and then compare it to the position, he's the RB3 by fantasy points per game. I don't know about you guys, but I think Rachaad White is a fine pass catcher, but he is not somebody you're going to want to give inside carries to. White's already, he's got some work to do. He's behind. This past weekend, he was playing as the 4, behind Keyshawn Vaughn, behind Giovanni Bernard. So maybe there's going to be a little more time for Rachaad White to kind of, get his, earn some snaps with Brady. So Fournette, man, I think he's a top 5 back, and you can get him in the back half of the second round because there is some risk with him, certain injury risk too. He's never played more than 13 games in a season. But like I said, he stays healthy. I got a great chance to win the league, and then Tyreek Hill at 303 is just stealing, in my opinion. I mean, he's one of the true, he's one of the true difference makers. Half PPR, so you get a little bit of a boost to the touchdown guys, and Tyreek Hill is one of the premier, if not the premier, touchdown maker in the NFL.
And in the half PPR, it's something I always preach, Graham, which is look for the guys who make plays and score touchdowns because that becomes the difference maker in the half format. After you took Fournette in between your 2 picks, Mark Andrews went 211, then Mike Evans 212. A.J. Brown began the third round 301, then Josh Allen at 302, Tyreek Hill at 303 to Graham Barfield. Keeg took Ezekiel Elliott, then Derek Brown. Talk about your selection here at 305 because you went running back. back to back.
Yeah, I mean, look, I talked about no hedge life, man. I'm all in. I'm with it. We're gonna buy into good offenses, and talking about a player that could stack up some touchdowns this year. I mean, one of my bold predictions is maybe he leads the NFL in rushing touchdowns. Yeah, Cam Akers, baby. I'm still in on it. I talked about it with one of our subs actually on his podcast the other day, Brandon Clegg, and I'm still in on it, man. Like, if the Rams revert back to where they're going to run a ton in the red zone, because last year they were top 10 in red zone passing. That could happen again this year. The other thing is we could see more of the touchdowns go back to the ground game. And I'm not buying McVay when he says Henderson's going to split. I'm not buying it.
All right, not buying that, and I wouldn't either in that voice, the way he talks, the way you just did that impression. Travis Etienne at 306, Michael Pittman at 307, so not going to make it down to BPE or me. Keenan Allen, and now we've got a wide receiver run. Pittman at 307, Allen at 308, T. Higgins at 309, Deontay Johnson at 310. BPE, do you fall into the run, or are you going Oppo here?
No hedge life, baby. Cortland Sutton, let's go. That's my guy.
Love it.
Yes. All right, talk about it. Give me the Cortland Sutton big speech. Let's go, because I've never heard it. How you feel about Cortland Sutton?
I think that he has a legitimate chance to lead the NFL in red zone targets, and that means he's going to score a lot of fantasy points over the last 4 years. Anyone that's fit into that category, top 3 wide receiver. So I think that even if target share is even between him and Jerry Jeudy, we're still waiting for him to do something at the NFL level. Yeah, I think Cortland Sutton can be the guy that capitalizes on touchdowns, especially in half-point PPR.
Still waiting for him to do something. I like that. All right, after you took Cortland Sutton, I took Mike Williams, because once again, I stay on brand. Now it becomes a more interesting game to play. Certainly, the field is a little bit more wide open. In the full PPR, I like Kyle Pitts quite a bit. Do I like him as much in this one? I think I'm going to end up taking one of Erickson's guys here and go Kyle Pitts and take the early tight end. And then from his reaction, it feels like that was worth it. I mean, that was all worth it. And if you're watching this stream, not only should you like right now, this is the time to like the stream, because these are the moments. Every time that one of us upsets another one, I want you to like this video. It's very important. And don't forget, if you're going to win that Javonte Williams jersey, in order to do that, you have to comment. You have to be a subscriber. So make sure you like and comment, and of course share and subscribe. Okay, Erickson, go talk about your pick, because your pick was the other guy I was contemplating taking. So once again, we're on the same page.
Yeah, so yeah, I would have definitely gone with Pitts if he had fallen to me, or Mike Williams. So yeah, Joe, we were definitely looking at the same guys in the same range. Go figure. But I went with Jalen Waddle here at the 402. I like the value on him getting him around later than Tyreek Hill, and obviously Tyreek Hill's been the more established player, but Waddle's an ascending talent. He's young, he's younger, and I would argue he's the more explosive entering his youth, where Tyreek Hill's getting a little bit older. So I'll take the 1-round discount on Jalen Waddle and bet on a guy that broke the rookie receptions record.
In our draft last night, I think I had Adams, Williams, and Waddle, didn't I? And now I could have had all 3 again, but I passed. All right. DJ Moore goes next to Stassi Boo, which is a great name, Stassi Boo. You're my Stassi Boo, Derek Brown. I just want you to know. Justin Herbert goes here. So we have another quarterback selected at 404. James Conner at 405. Terry McLaurin at 406. We're getting closer to you, Derek Brown. What are you thinking about taking here before Swifty goes ahead and makes their selection?
I'm looking wide receiver here. I felt pretty good about going running back, considering what I feel like the depth of the position. Come back here and get a wide receiver in what is going to be a good offense, and I might as well just press the button. I'm going to go. I know this is going to be a reach by the Wizard. Is going to tell me it's a reach, but Rashad Bateman, give me that 25-26% target share. Give me the upside of a second-year wide receiver that was a ridiculously awesome prospect. Yeah, I want all that action.
Yet your guys, Rashad Bateman's one of your guys. Breece Hall went right before you at 407. Rashad Bateman at 408. All right, drafter, you're coming up here. You're on deck. How do you feel about what's left on the board? George Kittle just goes. What goes next for you onto your squad?
Well, I'm a little bit sick of it because I wanted Rashad Bateman, so I'm pretty
like the stream.
No
right
Bateman
now.
for the
There's
burner.
Moment. Like away. It's like doing a shot. Every time you just like the stream.
Yeah, I'll pivot though. I'll take a guy who's in a similar tier for me, and Brandon Cooks. Listen, guys, I think Davis Mills might be good, like sneaky good. Had one of the most underrated rookie seasons of all time last year, and when Brandon Cooks and Mills played together, Cooks was a top 16 fantasy receiver by points per game. Guess what? Brandon Cooks for his entire career has been nothing but a top 20 fantasy receiver. He is one of my guys this year. I'm on zero hedge. Him and Bateman are the guys, two of the receivers I'm looking at the most here when I'm picking in this like back half of the fourth, early fifth round range. So at least I got one of them.
Question for you, Graham.
Sure.
Is Davis Mills better than we think he is, or is the bar just set so low that anything resembling serviceable all of a sudden is impressive to us when it comes to Mills?
Well, I think, the flip side is like we just had no expectation for Mills after, Watson sat out all of last year. Look, I'm a big fan of like kind of looking at things from like a historical context. And if you just kind of look back at all of Mills' like baseline efficiency numbers, they were really freaking good last year. He was top 20 in passer rating among quarterbacks since 2000 to have at least 250 passes. He was top 20 in touchdown rate. He was top 20 in adjusted net yards per attempt, which factors in sacks. I don't know, man. I just think Mills is really underrated, and if he's as good as some of the numbers last year he had suggested, and some of the ball placement that I saw on tape suggests, man, like Cooks is the nuts is like a wide receiver 2 or wide receiver 3.
All right, Allen Robinson goes next at 4'11", then 4'12", J.K. Dobbins and Eli Mitchell back-to-back for Foxworth 7. After that, A.J. Dillon, one of my favorites, goes next, so he's right out of the queue, and on to Reefy Reef's team. You're up again here, Graham. Where are you going? You got 2 running backs, you got 2 wide receivers. The floor is yours.
Yeah, I'll take a third receiver and take my guy Hollywood Brown. I don't think there's going to be that big of a dip for Kyler Murray, man, with Marquise Brown. I think he's a huge upgrade on Christian Kirk's role and as kind of like their lid lifter from the slot. We already know Marquise Brown has already broken out. I think this is the latest I've seen him go. I haven't taken him in the 5th round all year, so I'm thrilled with this.
Erickson, you took him last night. I heard you cheering the selection there. So talk about Hollywood Brown and why you're also buying it.
I mean, people are buying into Devontae Adams and Derek Carr's college connection, which was like 9 years ago when Marquise Brown and Kyler played like not that long ago at Oklahoma, and he had a really high target share. So I think that his vertical game he wasn't getting from Lamar Jackson last year. Kyler Murray, the advanced metrics, he was one of the best deep ball passers last year. So I think the fit is perfect for Marquise Brown, who's shown at the NFL level that he can command a high target share. So I love the call.
All right, Derek Brown, let's talk about your pick after Marquise Brown. DK Metcalf goes, and then another one of our fan favorites here on the show, Gabriel Davis, goes to you at 505. Let's talk about it.
Team, get your guys. I mean, Gabe Davis has got massive talent. I mean, I've talked about breaking down his game, and I know that all the target share and market share truthers out there do not like Gabe Davis. You splice up his 2 seasons in the NFL, he was an elite deep target in one of those seasons. Last year, he was elite in the intermediate portion of the field. 41% of his targets, yards per route run, passer ratings when he was targeted there were fantastic. This is the season where he puts both of those together, and he is going to crush.
All right, so after Gabriel Davis goes, Michael Thomas goes out of my queue and on to Swifty's team. You've also got Lamar Jackson at 507, then Patrick Mahomes at 508. Darren Waller goes next at 510. Erickson, you're up on the board at 511.
All right, I'm going to go with the guy that broke out at the end of last year, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Detroit Lions. We talked about him on the show,
like it.
or a recent show that we did, and I just think that what he did last year, even though the competition wasn't nearly as tough it is to open the year, I think that his performance should not be ignored as a guy that could take another step forward in year 2.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and I think take some running backs here because it is getting thin out there right now at the running back position. I'm going to go ahead and take Tony Pollard, hope for some upside there. The Elijah Moore staring at me in the face. I've got another couple guys here looking dead square in the face as well. Between Stevenson and Singletary for me. How did Stevenson look in camp today? Did you get up close to him today? Just curious.
I did not. Nope, did not see him.
That means you're lying, so I'm going to take him. That means he was good. He was excellent, and I know you're saying
horrible.
That just to dog me, so I took him instead. So give me Ramondre Stevenson, give me Tony Pollard. I've got Joe Mixon, so I've got my 3 running backs. All of which can catch the football, which is good. Some extra points there. You go ahead and take Elijah Moore right after, which is the right thing to do. We also just heard right before we started the show about 20 minutes ago that the surgery for Zach Wilson was a success, they deemed, but obviously he won't be back until he's ready to be back. So I guess it's going to be the Joe Flacco show for the time being. Talk about Elijah Moore here, who, performed very well last year, Erickson, with anybody basically playing quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, I know that we talked about Rashad Bateman, the guys liking him here in the draft, but Elijah Moore could also have, 25% target share as a year 2 wide receiver. I mean, he's not competing with Mark Andrews for targets. Like, he's competing with Corey Davis and Garrett Wilson, obviously a talented guy as a rookie, but, still looks like he's rotating in, at least from the first preseason game. Elijah Moore's on the field on every single play. So he's viewed as the number one receiver. And honestly, there were reports that Joe Flacco was playing better than Zach Wilson. So Joe Flacco starting as a veteran who, we've seen veteran quarterbacks. They can sometimes it's just easier for them to just support one fantasy viable weapon. If he just locks onto Elijah Moore, I mean, it's wheels up in round 6. I'm all for it.
All right, don't forget to like the stream and comment below if you want to get involved in that Javonte Williams jersey giveaway. It's not giving away today. Just want to be clear, not today, but you will be entered if you are a commenter on today's live stream. All right, Derek Brown, we're getting closer to you. Eric had a question here for you as well, and there you can see that Javonte Williams jersey in all of its glory from pristineauction.com. Again, Pristine Auction has amazing stuff over there. If you haven't checked out the website, go do it. This is the time of year to do it. Eric White wanted to know the thoughts on going wide receiver at the 10 spot in a 12-team full PPR. Derek, I know your pick is coming up. If you have some time to talk about that, what are your thoughts about having that predisposed notion of saying, I'm going to do X here, regardless of the talent that makes it back to me?
I don't walk into any draft with a firm set plan. I have no problem with going wide receiver at that portion of the draft. If the guys that you like at that point are not there as far as running backs, but as opposed to like going into a draft and saying this is exactly what I'm going to do, I'll never do that. You got to stay liquid, man.
Stay in liquid, baby. That's your hashtag, staying liquid. All right, Chris Godwin goes after BPE, selected Elijah Moore at 603, 604, Dalton Schultz, then Brandon Ayuk, Darnell Mooney, Jerry Jeudy, Derek Brown. You took your boy, you got Jalen Hurts. Talk about it at 608.
I mean, it was either him or Kyler Murray, and I just did it for the brand, dude. I'm all in on Jalen Hurts. I mean, I think like future bets on MVP campaign, all these different things. The Eagles are going to be a really damn good team this year. And for everybody that said they're not going to pass, Nick Sirianni came out in the first preseason, and all he did was pass with Jalen Hurts. So it's wheels up, baby. I'm here for it.
Wheels up. Amari Cooper at 609, and then Kyler Murray did go to our other friend here drafting with us today, Graham Barfield. Let's talk about Kyler Murray. Was he your first choice between him and Hurts, or did you get your guy?
I have Hurts slightly above Kyler because I'm with Debro that I think Hurts, man. Look, last year he was a league winner. This year he's a league winner. And he goes in this range where it's like, okay, I don't feel great about these running backs. The receivers are fine. Cooper, Juju, Thielen, we're all on the board when he went. They're fine. Great threes, great fours. But Hurts and Kyler have like win your league upside. And I already have Hollywood Brown, so it was a really easy stack to complete there.
All right, very easy stack. Juju Smith-Schuster goes at 6'11", then Adam Thielen at 6'12". Foxworth kicks off the 7th round with Chase Edmonds. I'm glad I grabbed all the running backs I did when I did, though, because it gets real ugly real fast. Chase Edmonds, Miles Sanders. And again, we're drafting against our friends here, most of them from our Discord channel, which you haven't already, make sure you join, because you can join for free at fantasypros.com/chat. But once again, membership has its privileges. You become a premium member, you get to be involved in fun stuff like this, like these live stream mock drafts. We select some of our favorite people to come and hang out with us and do these mock draft shows. Let's talk about your next pick here. You went to the Eagles with that passing attack, it looks like, that Derek Brown was talking about here, Graham.
Yeah, Devonta Smith, man. I think, to Derek's point, I think people are going to be stunned about how good this Eagles offense is this year. I'm buying Hurts futures. I'm buying Eagles futures. I like them to win the division. I think Devonta Smith, you look back at some of the best rookie receiver seasons of all time. Devonta Smith is right up there among some elite players. Like I said at the top, I'm a big fan of kind of putting everything in context, especially when it comes to rookie seasons. And like I said, on a very, very run-heavy offense, Devonta Smith was up there with the Michael Thomases, the DeAndre Hopkins, Amari Coopers, Juju Smith-Schusters of early season production. And then you kind of adjust for, okay, the Eagles in the back half of last year are running the ball close to 60% of the time on early downs. Devonta Smith season, A.J. Brown season, Hurts season. I'm a big fan of Eagles guys, and I got Devonta Smith here as my 4. I'm a big fan of that.
They're all in on the Eagles. Let's go. Everybody getting really excited about the Eagles. All right. Derek Brown, Joe Burrow went next at 704. Then at 705, you are up. So Derek Brown, who'd you take?
Where is that accent coming
It's
from?
from
Like, what part
Philadelphia,
of the
that's what it is.
country is
It's gonna
that?
get- it's gonna
That's
get out
not
of
a bad
Philadelphia
Philly
because what you
accent.
do is
That's
you
not-
the
I just spent
Eagles.
the whole weekend with all of our Philly guys at the Expo. That's
Is it
bad.
not the Philadelphia accent, Graham? I lived there for 7 years. I think it's pretty good. I'm just saying.
You sound exactly like my guy Ben Kukanis. So
That's
yeah.
right. You're gonna get all in on the
He's a-
Eagles
he's
because
a
if you don't go
born-bred
off the
Philly
Eagles,
guy.
you're gonna be so mad at yourself if you don't.
By the way, it's not water, it's wooder.
It's water.
It's not
so
water,
ice.
water.
You're gonna go get a water ice for dessert
Yeah,
because
water ice. Yeah, there it is.
Oh Lord, what
Get a
have
get a
I done?
hoagie and a Coke and go down there and go talk about your selection. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is trash, Derek Brown.
Wow. So, all right. I know everybody is all in their feels and they love Isaiah Pacheco. We need to pump the brakes a little bit, people. Like, the Chiefs came out last week and said, okay, here's 11 snaps for Patrick Mahomes. Clyde Edwards-Helaire got 7 of those. And yet Pacheco stands are still like, oh, he got first team work. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is too freaking cheap, man. And I think that it's a lot of bias. It comes down to if we knew all those things about his gallbladder and stuff like that wrecked his season last year, we would have not had the expectations we had for last season. And so I'll go back to his rookie season for a player that was he was RB 12 in expected fantasy points per game. He was top 20 in missed tackles force and yards after contact per attempt. So yeah, I'll take a cheap lead running back on one of the league's best offenses.
All right, Get Swifty selects Drake London, your guy right after. That's got to sting. Kareem Hunt at 707, then Robert Woods at 708, Hunter Renfrow 709, Josh Jacobs at 710, and then Andrew Erickson stuck the knife in the front and in the back to me. With these next 2 picks, I had them all ready to go, and then he threw me for a loop here. So go ahead. Why don't you talk about your 2 picks? I'll talk about mine at the turn, Erickson.
7-11, always open. I'm going with Trey Lance, who I just think is the late round quarterback that you want to get. 2 games started last year, tons of rushing production. I just think he's exactly the guy I want. If I miss out on the elite quarterbacks early on, Trey Lance is definitely the guy I'm honing in on. So I'm excited about him. And then at 802, went with Devin Singletary, who is the Bills starting running back. I mean, people are shocked that he's the starting running back, but I guess after he was the top 5 running back at the end of last season, I guess that was justification enough for the Bills to label him as the starter. So I'll take him in the 8th round as my RB2.
Yeah, I really had contemplated taking Singletary there just to spite you there, but I'm better than that. I'm above that, so I'm not going to do it to you. So I ended up taking Alan Lazard at 712, and then at 801 I took Sky Moore, again, talking about getting our guys. Love me some Sky Moore. So Devin Singletary was another guy I was contemplating. I never thought, Erickson, he would make it as long as he did. I think that's appalling. They were in the 8th round. He was just there for the taking for both of us. I think it's fascinating, though, that Josh Jacobs has fallen basically to that same spot. Erickson, talk about that, because that is a development that's certainly been new of late. Your thoughts on Jacobs' descent along with Antonio Gibson into the pits of hell, who just went at, what do you go, 804 right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think Gibson is really the name to highlight because, I mean, when we were doing mock drafts like a month ago, 6 weeks ago, like he was like a 3rd round pick, but it just everything with his situation is just getting worse and worse and worse. Like he's already in a committee. He was, reportedly working on punt team today. Like
I heard he's working at the concession stand this afternoon.
It's
trying to get him
not,
reps everywhere.
It's not a good look to be in on Antonio Gibson. Now it's like in the 8th round. It's like, oh man, like could he be? I mean, he's been RB1 the last 2 years. So, I mean, in the 8th round, he's definitely, interesting there, but there are a ton of red flags with his profile. I mean, I definitely prefer Jacobs just because, he looks like he's at least the starting running back, for the Raiders, at least on early downs. I don't know what his receiving role is going to be, but with Gibson, I mean, week 1 comes along, like what's going to happen, especially if he fumbles again. Like, I don't know what his role could be in this offense. There's a lot of paths where he's totally neutralized by the presences of JD McKissick and, Brian Robinson. So yeah, Gibson is really tough to push the draft button on right now.
All right, so you took Singletary, then Tyler Lockett 803, Antonio Gibson 804, Kadarius Toney finally went at 805, Christian Kirk at 806, good value there, Tom Brady 807, Derek Brown, you broke down, took a tight end, talk about it.
So I wanted Kadarius Toney. He went before me, but I'll take an elite performer in Dallas Goedert. And I don't think that people still do not give enough credit for his talent profile. Last year, it was only Dallas Goedert and George Kittle, the only 2 tight ends in the entire NFL that had over 2.0 yards per route run and over 6 yards yak per reception. If Dallas Goedert ever got the volume, so if anything happens to A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, he gets a massive part of this passing attack, he would be mentioned in the same breath as Mark Andrews, Travis Kelce, George Kittle, all those guys. and that's not even crazy to say. So I'll take the upset swing.
The theme of this show, the Eagles offense today. Damian Harris goes next, and then Graham Barfield, you went running back as well. Ken Walker, what are your thoughts on Walker this season? And you like him obviously over Dameon Pierce, who went next at 8-11.
Yeah, zero hedge, man. I'm getting my guys. Kenny Walker is a yards created standout. Easily led this class in yards created per attempt. In fact, his 5.8 yards created per attempt is 92nd percentile all time in the 6 years I've been doing yards created. He also led this class in missed tackles. Force per attempt. Guys, Ken Walker's just a badass, man. Like, he's the definition of a we always talk about, how much running backs actually matter, yada, yada, yada. Walker, I think, is in that conversation already in terms of talent as a runner. I'm taking him well over Rashad Penny. I think he's a league winner in this offense. And I think people are going to be surprised about how good of a pass catcher he is. If he can earn some big passing down snaps, I know Travis Homer's still there and Pete Carroll does silly things sometimes, but Kenny Walker is just a all-upside pick in the 8th, 9th, 10th round of your drafts.
Stevenson goes 2 rounds ahead of Damian Harris, and so far we have Walker going ahead of Rashad Penny. We'll keep an eye on when Penny turns up. Dameon Pierce goes next at 8-11, as I said before. Then at 8-12, Russell Wilson, Chris Olave at 9-1, James Cook, and then back to you again. Graham, you selected a tight end here, TJ Hawkinson.
Yeah, just a little value pick. Hawkinson usually goes in the 8th-ish round, so I think he just slipped a little bit there. I don't hate Debro taking Goddard over him. They're both supremely talented. I'm kind of just... If I don't get Kelsey in drafts, I'm in on Schultz if he slips. But if I don't get like one of those two guys, like I'm just waiting and trying to play the value game. And Hawkinson, he's not going to have a huge target share in this offense, probably 20 to 22%. But Hawk kind of sneakishly broke out last year until injuries unfortunately ended his season late in the year. So I'm in on Hawk, and frankly, I'm in on this Lions offense as a whole.
Yeah, me too. DeAndre Hopkins goes at 9:04. Chase Claypool at 9:05. Derek Brown, explain yourself.
I like talented players. I don't think that Chase Claypool's
you still
talent.
Claypool.
He is really good.
All right.
Look,
he keeps telling me he is. So I just
charted. He finished almost touching 2.0 yards per route run in his rookie season, and I still think that talent is real. And now we're thinking, okay, he gets moved into the slot. And I understand everybody loves George Pickens, but I'll take Claypool over Pickens.
All right, there you have it. After Claypool, you get Zach Ertz, Russell Gage, Rashad Penny goes, so almost a round later. Nyheim Hines, the obligatory Nyheim Hines pick, goes to Dave at 9-9, Dak Prescott at 9-10, and just to let everybody know, too, the top 4 scorers here are going to get 6 free months of Fantasy Pros Premium, so a little shout-out for them. So hopefully... best of luck to everybody out there who's competing. BPE, you're competing after Dak Prescott. You took Cordero Patterson. Tell us why you think that's a good selection at 9-11.
Because maybe we're all wrong. I mean, this guy was an RB1 last year, and now you can get him in the 10th round, essentially. Look, he's a bench guy for me. Like, I don't even have to start Patterson, but if he can be a top 24 running back, if they still use him as a receiver, there's value in him where he's going. So he was someone you could start pretty much every single week last year, and he's basically been left for dead. So at this point in the draft, I'll take him as a bench guy. If it doesn't work out, okay, I'll move on. But I mean, he is their starter. Like, he barely played. He played like one snap, I believe, in the preseason game. Like, he looks like their guy in the backfield. So,
all right. I went ahead and took my quarterback, Derek Carr, at 9-12. Treylon Burks goes to me at 10-01. An upside wide receiver who I still think can bring a lot to the table here in this Titans offense. Cole Kmet goes to BPE. So this is your strategy. This is something I usually do, which is you usually end up with Pitts and I end up with the late tight end. We've inverted today. So let's talk about your approach here with Cole Kmet.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the few tight ends that we could really see having a massive target share in his offense that's not, viewed as an elite guy. Cole Kmet hasn't really taken a step forward, but he's entering year 3. I'm excited about him next to Darnell Mooney. I think Justin Fields is a good quarterback. The situation's not great. I don't know how much time Justin Fields is going to have to throw, but hey, tight ends are a safety blanket for young quarterbacks. And if he's rolling out, constantly running for his life, he's going to check the ball down a lot to Cole Kmet. So I'm excited for that.
All right. Garrett Wilson goes next, then Melvin Gordon, Isaiah Spiller at 10:05. Dream Team and Get Swifty, 2 picks before Derek Brown. Debro, what are you trying to look to acquire here?
It's again, shooting upside and stuff. I mean, I could go running back and go wide receivers. I'm gonna go with probably it's either running back or receiver. It depends on who falls to me. I got two guys I got my eye on right now, but I think one of them falls back to next round. I'm afraid Get Swifty is gonna. He's already sniped me. He or she has already sniped me a few different times. And that was one of the top two in my queue.
Yes. Oh, Brian Ross. So Jacoby Myers goes to Dream Team, then Brian Robinson selected at 10:07, whose stock is going up quite a bit. This is one of my favorite later picks in a lot of mocks we've done, kind of to get ahead of the news. Now it looks like the news has gotten ahead of us.
Yeah, and so I'll take the other player that was at the top of my queue. We talked about him the other day on the podcast. I think Julio Jones still has some juice in the tank. So I'm going to buy into a really good offense in Tampa Bay.
All right, so buying into the offense with Julio Jones. Graham, it's coming up to you next. So what are you looking to put on the roster as you look here on deck?
Sure. Yeah, I'm at a point now where it's like, I think running back is kind of where I like looking in this spot. I was with D-Bro on Brian Robinson, so it's good to know that I wasn't going to get sniped on him. I'll take my guy at the top of the queue here, Darrell Henderson. I think last year's setup, you can literally just copy and paste last year's setup before Cam Akers got hurt to this year. Darrell Henderson has, top 15, top 20 upside if Akers were to miss any time. There's already reports of them splitting carries. I don't really buy that. I think Derek said that earlier. I don't buy it. Sean McVay is a one running back kind of guy. But if Cam Akers were to miss a game or two, D-Hendo, we know, man. He was last year, he was a RB14 by points per game. And the full games that he started, they're both dealing with some soft tissue issues. I'm not really overly concerned about either, to be honest with you. Rams medical staff is arguably the sharpest in the NFL, and they're also very, very conservative. They don't play their guys in the preseason. McVay wants both Akers and Henderson ready to roll week one. I'm not too concerned about either, but I like taking D-Hendo in the 10th round quite a bit. He's one of my favorite late round running back targets.
Tyler Boyd goes at 10:11, then Dawson Knox at 10:12. Once again, if you're watching on our YouTube channel, make sure you're a subscriber, comment below, and you could win, not today, but you could win this month, a brand new Javonte Williams autographed jersey, thanks to our friends at PristineAuction.com. So obviously a fantastic giveaway. Make sure you make a comment. Whose draft do you love? Whose draft do you like? Whose draft do you hate? Or, just try to be on the positive side. I mean, it's a good thing to be positive. I'm asking you to be a little positive. Most of you are. Is a shout out to all of our people here, Fantasy Pros, who watch the shows. We appreciate you. You're a positive, fun bunch, and we're happy to be here drafting against some of you today. So go ahead and check that out once again, and make sure you like this video. Don't forget to like the stream. It's very important, incredibly important. Chris keeps telling me, please tell them to like the stream. All of his security is all just built up in the liking of the stream. So you got to like the stream, please. It builds up Chris. It lets him go outside and talk to other people. That confidence is really huge for him. Tyler Algier goes next after Dawson Knox at 10:12. 11:01, Tyler Algier starts the round off. Alexander Madison, and then Graham Barfield, you went wide receiver here. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, MVS, he's going to be their number two in two wide receiver sets. I think they're going to move him a bit into the slot. Really, the Chiefs are going to go with like a wide receiver by committee approach. I think you could probably pencil in Juju as the top guy by targets, but I think it's going to be really close with him and Sky Moore too when Sky Moore gets rolling. And we talked about it a little bit at the top of the show, Joe. In half PPR, I want touchdown makers, and MVS, while he's probably going to be pretty boom or bust, I feel pretty confident that there's going to be one or two games this year where I'm going to be able to, kind of plug him in, maybe a flex spotter as my 3, and during the bye weeks and get a, 4-catch, 80-yard, 1-touchdown game out of him.
All right, Kenneth Gainwell goes next, then Rondell Moore to Derek Brown. Out of my queue onto your team. Nice selection here, good value. Let's talk about the upside. Do you believe Rondell Moore is a guy to give you more than just the first 6 weeks? Do you think that there's another gear in him we haven't seen, even when Hopkins returns, and all of a sudden this wide receiver group gets a little bit more, I would say, crowded?
I mean, Erickson talked about him yesterday. I love Rondell Moore. I still think that the talent is still real, and just because he didn't blow up in his rookie season, we saw flashes especially the early part of the season, and then feels like whenever the Cardinals' offense overall just kind of like when it tanked, so did Rondell Moore, and then he had injury stuff. So I love buying into second-year wide receivers, and so yeah, Rondell Moore fits the bill in this part of the draft.
All right, so Rondell Moore goes to Derek Brown. After that, another guy goes flying out of my queue, Khalil Herbert, one of my favorite late picks. Can't get anything past this group. Pat Fryermuth, Jahan Dotson, 11:08, then 11:09. Jarvis Landry, 11:10, and once again, 2 nights in a row, Once again, Erickson takes Isaiah Pacheco right from underneath me. So let's talk about him. The buzz has certainly been palpable. So let's talk about it a little bit. Do you feel like this point in the draft, you might as well throw a shot at him, right, Erickson?
I mean, yeah, like I'm looking at my queue and kind of like my top ranked players, and they're all just running backs that are, quote unquote, an injury away. I'm hoping if an injury happens to them, they could see an expanded role. And I mean, it looks like at least Pacheco is in the driver's seat to be the RB2 in the Chiefs backfield. That doesn't mean he's going to have, standalone value next to Edwards-Helaire, but, we've seen Edwards-Helaire for 2 seasons, kind of fall on his face, like, and not get the job done, whether it's because of injury, whether it's because he's getting, his gallbladder removed, whatever. Pacheco, they're giving him a shot, and he's doing everything he can to try to run away with it. So, yeah, I think that with the 12th round pick, end of the 11th round, I got no problems taking a shot on an upside running back.
All right, so no running backs left for me. I'm out. I'm done. So I'm just going to keep taking wide receivers here because, I don't care at this point. I'll trade a wide receiver for a running back later on. I got 3. I'll figure it out. I'll take Devontae Parker at 11-12. So hopefully he'll give me 6 good games, and that'll be enough. Hopefully I'll pick the right 6 there. And then I'm going to take KJ Osborne, another one of my favorite guys here at 12-01 to kick things off. I got a reach alert, but I don't care. At this point in the draft, like I'm not going to just throw away picks on maybe possible running backs that might never see the light of day or do anything, are going to be out there back and forth off the waiver wire. I'm going to take some wide receiver talent and hope that some of those guys break away. Big Pot Energy, you're up next at 12:02. What are you doing?
Yeah, so I'm going to go with Darrell Williams for the Arizona Cardinals running back. Look, like the buzz
that was
was
the only guy I even was tolerating. So talk about why you liked him too.
So, I mean, Darrell Williams showed out last year when he got the opportunity in the Chiefs offense. Like he was, we look at the splits with James Conner without Chase Edmonds, but you look at, what Darrell Williams did without Edwards-Helaire as the starter. I mean, he was averaging nearly 20 fantasy points per game. So I know he's not like the sexiest name, and people were concerned that he wasn't even the RB2 with, Benjamin getting a lot of the camp buzz. But I mean, they did not play him in the first preseason game. And it wasn't because he was hurt or anything. Like they rested their starters, and at least it appears like they're telling us that Darrell Williams has his role locked up on this roster, as the primary handcuff to James Conner. So, Benjamin may have more, quote unquote, standalone value alongside, a healthy James Conner. But if Conner suffers an injury, which has been kind of his thing over the last couple of years, it seems like Darrell Williams has the most to gain in that current situation. So I want pieces of high-powered offenses, and Darrell Williams is a cheap way to get access to this Cardinals offense.
All right, let's continue on here and keep recapping the board. Right now, after Big Pot Energy took Darrell Williams, Ronald Jones went, Michael Gallup, Nico Collins at 12:05, George Pickens at 12:06, another name flying up the board, Jalen Tolbert at 12:07, Jamal Williams goes to Derek Brown at 12:08, so a little running back insurance here, yes?
Well, Get Swifty pulled out the pain stick and sniped me there. So that kind of sucks. I was hoping Jalen Tolbert would make it to the next round. So yeah, I'll just take the Motor City version of Darrell Williams. I'll go with Jamal Williams. Call me prisoner of the moment. But I mean, we saw in week 1, DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams split snaps right down the middle. And if anybody's going to be a thorn in DeAndre Swift's side, if he misses time, again, same things that apply for Darrell Williams apply for Jamal Williams. So I'll take the shot here.
All right. Then after that, DJ Shark. And then the guy who looks like he's working out of the slot for the New York Giants in camp, Wan'Dale Robinson, goes to you, Graham Barfield. So is it just as simple as that, the slot targets?
Yeah, I think, there's something to be said that Kenny Galladay's out there running like he's like stuck in mud. Kadarius Toney's battling a knee injury. He got his knee scoped this offseason, and he's working off to the side of the day. I think they're just really being cautious with him. But, this weekend, guys, was pretty bad for most of the rookies except for Wan'Dale. He's already locked in as their 3 in the slot. And like I said, if Kenny Galladay is truly over the cliff, there's going to be a lot of targets to go around here. Rondale Moore just merged.
Hey.
Wan'Dale Robinson.
Don't hate that.
Is one of the most productive receivers in college last year. I love buying low on hyper productive college receivers that were drafted really early, that no one really is super high on. I think everybody's been too low on Wan'Dale all offseason. I have been loading up, and I will load up here again more. I do like him more in PPR. I don't think he has a ton of touchdown upside, but look, he's my wide receiver 6. I'll take him.
All right, 6 wide receiver Christian Watson goes next at 12-11. Then Tyrion Davis-Price goes at 12-12. At 13-01, Kirk Cousins, Joshua Palmer, and then you went running back here with your next selection, Graham. Let's find out more about that.
Yeah, like I said, this weekend was not good for a lot of the rookies. That includes Rachaad White. Rachaad White was going in like the 10th round of most drafts, 11th round of most drafts this summer. So I'm happy to get him here in round 13. He might be their 3 or 4 to start the season, but let's be honest. I mean, Gio Bernard, it's looking rough out there for him. Keyshawn Vaughn can't get on the field during the regular season. I think it's just a matter of time before Rachaad White becomes their 2, and he's my handcuff to Leonard Fournette. So I've got the Bucs backfield hypothetically locked up here.
All right, locking up the backfield. J.D. McKissick goes next, then Derek Brown. You're taking a fun, exciting player named Isaiah McKenzie. Let's talk about that selection here from the Buffalo Bills.
I mean, we've seen what Cole Beasley's done in this Bills offense for the last 2 years. So yeah, if Isaiah McKenzie is going to be the starting slot in one of the best offenses in the NFL, he's going way too late. And the Bills kind of told us that. Like, Jamison Crowder was out there running routes this week. Isaiah McKenzie was not. So yeah, he's still going way too late in drafts.
Way too late in drafts for your liking. Matthew Stafford goes all the way in the 13th round there. Tristan Ebner goes next there. Chicago running back, 1307. I think it's the first draft
to see that
we've had in this year where that's happened. Jamison Williams goes next at 1308. Mike Gesicki at 1309. BPE, you're on deck here. How are you going to screw me next?
I don't know. You have to wait and see.
That was a good answer.
I'm not quite sure yet.
Corey Davis gets selected. You're on the clock. All right, go ahead. Take your player.
Corey Davis. I was thinking about Corey. No, I'm just kidding. I wasn't going to draft Corey Davis.
You are not thinking
I mean, the experts tell me to draft Kenny Galladay, but clearly they did not watch the tape from Thursday night. So I'm not going with Kenny Galladay. I'm going with man. Okay, what's his last name? Like, I want to make sure I get this right.
It's Dobbs. Yesterday we
Dobbs?
were told it was Dobbs.
Okay,
Today it's Dobbs. I was waiting, and yes, he was in my queue, and yes, I was going to take him. So you're a jerk. That's basically it. That's it. So Romeo Dobbs, which is what I started to say last week, and then they said no, it's Dobbs. Now it's Dobbs. Romeo D is how he's going to be referred to on the show. I'm going to take Zamir White here, and right now the pickings are indeed slim. So rather than try to do that, I'm going to try to get ahead of another game that I like to play here, which is the defense game. I can wait till the very last pick and go take one, or I can just go ahead and take the Bucs and their easy, super soft schedule. And I mean super soft. It's kind of crazy. I mean, they're going to just pound on that division, I feel like. So give me the Bucs D here. Go ahead, BPE. Go ahead. Go take somebody else here, 1402. Who you got next in the queue?
Yeah, so I probably should want to continue to stack up running backs because I kind of went aggressive with wide receivers. So I'll take someone with some intrinsic upside where with Ernest Johnson, he didn't play in the Browns game at all in the preseason. So I think that they kind of view him as a pseudo starter potentially, or someone that has a lot of value to their offense and to their team. So Kareem Hunt's been rumored to be traded. If Kareem Hunt gets traded, then Ernest Johnson then moves up in the pecking order behind Nick Chubb, and we've seen that RB2 role in that Browns offense be one that has value. So I like Ernest Johnson here, 14th pick.
I've seen you've gotten off of the Sony Michel wagon the last few weeks. Is that a specific reason why, maybe, or just something you've heard or seen recently? Because that's usually where we're at in this draft, like the Sony Michel pick, the obligatory one from Erickson. But what's changed?
Yeah, I think with Sony Michel, I think it's just like I'm the only one that I feel like he just doesn't get drafted if I don't take him. So I almost feel like if I don't take him, then I know he'll be on the waiver wire. And it did open my eyes a little bit that he is clearly the RB3 behind Mostert and Edmonds. So he's not going to do a lot while those guys are healthy. But I just know that Mostert is not built to last. Like we've seen, he's 30 years old. So Michelle will definitely be someone I'm still keeping tabs on, but week one comes along, it's going to probably be Mostert and Edmonds mostly in the Miami backfield.
All right. After you go ahead and take D'Ernest Johnson, Buffalo Bills defense, then Mostert, the 49ers, Albert O, the Rams, David Njoku to Derek Brown at 1408 is your backup tight end. Feeling strong about that, D-Bro?
Yeah, I like it. I mean, it was either Alberto or David Njoku. If Dallas Goedert's not going to be the guy to break out, then I really like David Njoku here. Even if Brissett's the quarterback for half a season, the entire season, doesn't matter. I mean, we're buying into efficiency and talent here.
All right, don't forget to like the stream and make sure you subscribe to Fantasy Pros, and that way you can comment and you might be able to get that Javonte Williams jersey autographed right there, pristineauction.com, giving us these things to give to you. It's a beautiful time to be part of the Fantasy Pros family. Look at that. I mean, look how good that's going to look either on the wall, or you could run around with it. You can, I mean, if Debro had this after this draft, he would be wearing it right now because he selected Javonte Williams in the second round, which I am all for. I was so happy, man. I got him in the 4th round of flex last weekend. Oof. I couldn't believe that happened. Actually, it was a 4th or a 5th round in flex. Crazy things. That's crazy wild. Times. That draft was insane. Let's go to the rest of these picks here as we close things out. After Njoku, Kenny Golladay does eventually begrudgingly get selected, and then Graham Barfield, you're up next, and you took a running back from Arizona.
I did. I'm on Darrell Williams big time, actually, as their number 2 there. I think if anything were to happen, James Conner, it'd be Darrell Williams on early downs, getting all the goal line work. But, hey, there's a chance, Benjamin kind of plays that, like, Chase Edmonds-ish role. I don't think he's that type of, a player where you can give him, like, 40% of the snaps. But things break right. I like, a little bit more in PPR, but he was, like, the top late round running back. I almost considered taking 2 tight ends, like Derek did too, but I'll just swing for the fences with a back here.
All right, Indianapolis Colts go at 14-11, then Alec Pierce at 14-12. The Chargers D, another one of my favorites, at 15-01. Sony Michel goes to Reefy Reef, so it can't be yours anymore, BPE. That's back to you, Graham, with your last pick of the draft, which is a defense, because that's what you're missing, and you took who?
The Cleveland Browns. Just look at their early season schedule, guys. I mean, it's super, super easy. I'm a big fan of adjusting for like quarterback schedules early in the year, and a huge fan of defense schedules too. I'm also a huge fan of Devontae Wyatt and Quay Walker. I think they're like just huge players.
A heck of a grouping there. There's for sure some disdain from the rest of our colleagues after that selection of the Browns. The Broncos go next. So Derek Brown, D up. Let's go.
I'm reeling from that because the only defense I had in my queue was the Browns. So I was like, there's no way nobody's going to take the Browns, right? No, there's no way. There's no way. So
that's Graham Barfield. Did you know who that is?
I mean,
when the bot gets you,
who
do you think you're drafting against here? Just some random person who would go in a room and call themselves drafter? What are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm just a draft bot. Listen. I'm just a draft bot. I'm a lonely draft bot over here.
And I can say confidently that the Browns are going to smash in week 1 against the Carolina Panthers, whose offense I watched all day today, and I was not good.
Yeah, and then, by the way, they get the Jets week 2. By the way, I think I said something about Devontae Wyatt. I was looking at the Packers. Sorry, my brain broke there for a second.
That's all right.
They get the Jets week 2. I think they get the Jags in week 3. Don't quote me on that. But
all right,
well,
Kenyon Drake.
The Patriots love just rubbed off of me, so that's right.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. Derek Brown, you took the Patriots. So would you like to talk more about that selection, or no? You're good. All right.
I mean,
so
it's
after,
a defense.
So you have Kenyon Drake, the Saints, Marlon Mack, Cowboys, Aaron Rodgers, and Baltimore Ravens. I've got to make a final pick here real quick here. I'm going to take Gus Edwards with my last pick here, Mr. Irrelevant. And, of course, a C. I am always just passing and getting by life here on Draft Wizard. That's what happens. That's how Draft Wizard feels about me. Graham Barfield, how did the Draft Wizard feel about your mock draft? What grade did you receive?
I got a B+.
Nice.
Pretty happy about it. 88 out of 100. Listen, I was a guy in college who got C's just to pass, and C's get degrees, so I'm more than happy with a B+ here.
That was nice. That was very encouraging to me, who got a C. Derek Brown, what grade did you receive from Draft Wizard?
The wizard cast a lowly, horrible spell. I got turned into a frog. I got a D.
You got a D? Oh my goodness. Check this out.
Fine.
I am the best of the three of us. I am 10. Derek Brown is dead last. Again, get your guys. Who cares? I don't care.
Yep.
And in BPE, you're the peanut butter and jelly in between these two pieces of bread there. I see you at number 11. So what did the Draft Wizard give you?
Yeah, I got a D+, and I got 1 point higher than Debro did. and then there's...
Hey, you know what? You know what?
Gap.
I loved my draft. Okay, so I'm fine with it.
I actually liked my team a lot too. So
same.
Well, I'm looking at the hot take right now, and it says Joe Pisapia of Fantasy Pros likes your draft more than any other expert. And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. I want to give a shout out though to the real heroes of this draft, the winners, who are obviously our gang here at Fantasy Pros who are drafting with us. Keeg Hog won the draft. Congratulations, Keeg Hog, at 10-15 score. Dosey Bro was number 2. Dave C was 3. Graham, you actually finished as 4th, but we're not going to give you a subscription. We're going to make you pay for it because you're very. I'll see if we can get you maybe like a month.
Yeah,
I'll get you like a month for free.
We can trade. We can
You
trade
can't
subs.
give the draft bot a free sub, Joe. Good lord.
I can give you like a sub from.
No,
I can
we're
give
not
you like
gonna
a
go with that?
sandwich. I give you a free sub like a sandwich, but I can't give you a free sub. I can give you a hoagie. And then Chris 2333 finished 5th. So I'm gonna have to go to Chris here, our producer, for a little clarity. And I want to remind everybody, if you enjoyed the stream today, make sure you like it, make sure you comment so you can win that Javonte jersey. But Chris, so do we just go right now to the next person who's 5th? Because I mean, I'd like to give Graham something. Maybe we'll give him like a, maybe a Javonte Williams autographed bobblehead or something instead. Maybe we can find him something. But let's dig a little deeper into the analysis because that's always what's fun in terms of the expert opinions. I love my draft more than anybody. I gave myself an A in 96, and I think that's fair. I'm all about that. Looking at the people who didn't like my draft, I'm fine. I'm at peace with all that. It always hurts when it's somebody that I really, it's one of my real favorite people or somebody I really respect when they just hate my draft. It doesn't happen very often, but that does kind of hurt personally. Derek Brown, since you were dead last, tell me who liked your draft. Anybody?
I liked my own
You
draft.
liked
I gave myself an 89. Bill Enright from Sports Illustrated gave me an 88. Thank you very much.
There you go. Nice bill.
But yes, the people that did not like it, Scott Engel did not like my draft. Murph from 5 Yard Rush hated my draft. He gave me a 52. So Murph, we're gonna have to talk in DMs.
British,
it is what it
the
is.
British are very tough on that. I went to
That's
school
okay.
in England.
Time
They're
difference,
very,
baby.
They are
Guess
very
what?
tough. They're very tough graders.
Time
It's a hard
difference.
thing.
Guess what? You're getting a DM at 3 a.m. Murph. Love you.
There you go. How about you, Erickson? In terms of expert opinions, what it look like?
So I gave myself a 95. So very,
Nice.
very good job. Andrew Erickson approves. Delton Del
Third
Don
person.
from Yahoo Sports gave me a B+. So
Okay, that is a
was
good
happy
one.
about
There you
that. 87. He likes Saquon, Elijah Moore, Devin Singletary. So I think I drafted a lot of polarizing players that people are like, oh, I love this guy, or like, he sucks. Like, this guy's horrible. So that's probably why I got some A's and then a lot of F's from a lot of other individuals that are ranking. Monstradamus, Beast Dome gave me a 52 out of 100. So
Yeah. You know what's fascinating too is the fact that you got one single point above Derek Brown. Like that is, wow, that is unbelievable.
well, I
Talk
mean,
about
it did say that I reached on Isaiah Pacheco by 12 rounds. So
12
I had
rounds.
to wait till
Well,
if I had
I think
waited
some
till
people need
round
to update their
24.
rankings. That's what I think.
You know what? You got that one extra point because I got sniped on the defense. Okay, that's what
That's
happened.
what it is. And that
Yeah.
one shred of dignity. That's what that 1 point is. That
Yeah.
single solitary shred. How about you, Graham Barfield? When you look at the expert opinions, anybody stick out in terms of liking or disliking what you did?
I'm sorry, I can't see that screen on my end. For some
If you go to the summary there, and we'll talk you through perhaps when you go to the projected standings and then you click, you'll see expert opinions, you'll see summary and steals. If you can't see it, that's okay. I can run through your team anyway, and you find it.
Yeah, I'm a boomer, guys. I'm sorry. I'm
that's
28,
okay.
but I'm like
That's okay.
82.
We're
Joe
used to
is
it.
too, and we deal with it. It's okay.
It's still not showing me expert opinions there, but yeah, if you want to run through it, go ahead.
Well, I'm going to run through your team. Let's see how you feel about it. Because at the end of the day, that's what really matters. Kyler Murray's your QB. Definitely a potential league winner. Christian McCaffrey, same thing. Leonard Fournette. Then you have your wide receivers, Tyreek Hill, Brandon Cooks, Marquise Brown, TJ Hawkinson, Devontae Smith in the flex spot. Your defense is the Browns. Then Ken Walker, Darrell Henderson, MVS, Rashad White, Wando Robinson, and Eno Benjamin is the bench. So how do you feel about this roster? You going to war with this in the half PPR?
Yeah, love the running backs. I wish my receivers were just a little stronger. I do love Tyreek and Cooks, though. Yeah, but I mean, like I said, man, if Christian McCaffrey and Fournette stay healthy for me, I'm going to have the best running backs in this league here.
I have a question. I have a quick question
go
for
ahead.
Graham.
Sure.
So Graham, I just have a quick. So you came on here and you talked about no hedge, zero hedge, but you drafted Fournette and then you drafted Rashad White, who looks like a handcuff running back. So
Yeah.
is that a hedge or is that just?
That was strictly a value play. I mean, I was kind of surprised Rashad White was there. I was just like best player available, and I happen to have Fournette. I usually do not handcuff. Like I want your guys' handcuffs. But in 13th
Right.
round, like Rashad White was just too big of a too big of a value to pass up. I mean, I'm looking at it now. The backs that were on the board there were McKissick, Ebner, Zamir White. I took Benjamin, Raheem Mostert, Ernest Johnson. I mean, White's got just as much, if not more, upside than all those guys.
No. All right, now your handcuffs, Derek Brown, usually have that pink fuzzy stuff on them. So let's talk about your draft here for a moment and go through your roster. Your roster starts off with Jalen Hurts, then Javonte Williams, Cam Akers as the RBs, Jamar Chase, Rashad Bateman, Gabriel Davis. Boy, that's a Joey P group if ever I saw one there. Those three pretty maids all in a row. Dallas Goedert, tight end. Your flex is Clyde Edwards-Helaire, then the Pats D, Claypool, Jamal Williams, Rondale Moore, Njoku, Julio Jones, and Isaiah McKenzie. I don't like your bench, D-Bro, but I love your roster. I think your roster is terrific, your main starting guys. What do you think about this?
I might be the only fan of this team. See what I did there? But
full circle. Full circle from the start of the show.
I'm a fan of your team, Derek. You kept sniping me left and right. So
I mean, my thing is, I feel like I go deep in the ECR for these wide receivers that aren't getting enough love in rankings right now. Like Isaiah McKenzie and Julio should be ranked higher than they are. Nobody ever loves Jamal Williams, but it's still a fact of he's just a cheaper version of Darryl. I mean, when you get Motor City Mentor, you got to go for it, right?
Yeah, I guess so. You got to. It's all about the grit, baby. All about the grit. BPE. Trey Lance is the QB. Saquon Barkley, Devin Singletary, the running backs. Then Stephon Diggs, Jalen Waddle, Cortland Sutton, Cole Kmet, Elijah Moore. That's a hell of a wide receiver group you got there. Then the Ravens D. Amon-Ra St. Brown goes to the bench. My God. Wow. What depth you have. Red Riding Hood. You have Cordell Patterson, Darrell Williams, Dearness Johnson, Romeo Dobbs, right? Did I get it? I did it. Okay. Isaiah Pacheco down at the bottom here. Now, once again, the consensus hasn't caught up to the big pod energy, I feel like. So let's talk about this roster, your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions about it.
I mean, I really like it. I kind of executed on my hero RB, anchor RB, whatever you want to call it, drafting Saquon Barkley within the top 2 rounds, and then basically kind of punting running back and just drafting the most talented wide receiver. Like you said, like Amon-Ra St. Brown's on my bench because I didn't want to take one of those running backs that was like in his range. Like I could have taken Josh Jacobs, but it's like, is Josh Jacobs like that much better than Devin Singletary is going to be? Like both guys are, good offenses, early down work, but not much in the receiving game. So it's like, I'd rather just bank another wide receiver breakout because not necessarily like Elijah Moore may not hit or St. Brown may not hit, but like they both won't hit. Like all I need is really one of them to kind of take that next step. And I'm increasing my chances of that happening by drafting multiple guys that have the chance to break out. And same thing with Jalen Waddle, another, year 2 receiver. That's when we see these guys take these massive steps forward, especially after really encouraging rookie seasons. So I think that my team has a lot of upside. I like Cole Kmet as a late round tight end. Now, like I guess in PPR, it'd probably be better just because receivers can keep up a little bit more with some of the running backs. But I'm fine with Singletary as my RB2. And then, maybe I just get lucky with either an injury working in my favor with some of my, backup running backs on my bench that they can have a larger role as the season progresses.
All right. My team, Derek Carr, Joe Mixon, Tony Pollard. Then my wide receivers, Devontae Adams, Mike Williams, Alan Lazard, Kyle Pitts at tight end. Stevenson's at the flex with the Bucks defense. Treylon Burks, Sky Moore, Devontae Parker, KJ Osborne, Zamir White, and Gus Edwards as the bench. I'd go to war with this. I don't love it necessarily, but I will say that BPE sniped me many, many times in this draft. So although he did get back at me, the draft wizard did, stick it to him at the end and did give me a better grade at the end of the day. I want everybody to go to the Twitter machine if they don't already and follow Graham Barfield at Graham Barfield. Check out all of his great work, obviously, at Fantasy Points. Graham, we can't thank you enough, not only for coming on today with us, putting up with our nonsense, but also for changing times with us and being patient early on. Again, just tell everybody what you guys got going on at Fantasy Points, because I know it's an exciting, great group of people you work with there.
Oh, yeah. First and foremost, thank you guys for having me on. This was awesome. A lot of fun. Thanks, you guys kept it light. Analysis was great, too, so really appreciate you guys. Yeah, fantasypoints.com, man. We're doing a lot of great stuff. Projections being updated daily. I'm rewatching all the preseason games right now. Derek, I got our guy Jalen Hurts up here earlier. Third time rewatching that game.
Another drop back to throw.
Yes. It's let's just say we're getting happy over here, guys. But if you would like to subscribe to fantasypoints.com, you can use code 22Barfield, save yourself 10% off. We have a standard sub that goes for $50, so you can save yourself $8, get a Chipotle bowl with it. But yeah, thank you guys.
Outstanding stuff, man. Thanks again. It's always great to talk to you, one of the best minds in fantasy football. No joke right there. And of course, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to Fantasy Pros YouTube channel. Tick that little bell right there. Click it for notifications. And again, comment right here. It's your last chance, and you might win that Javonte Williams autographed jersey thanks to our friends at Pristine Auction. Also, don't forget to go play NFT fantasy football over at www.sbs.xyz. That's Spoiled Banana Society. SBS.xyz. NFT fantasy football, real money, real football, real fun. Go check it out today. And of course, go check out our draft wizard. And that is over at fantasypros.com/draft wizard, where you can get in mock drafts now and draft against great people like we drafted today. Go ahead, start trading for the season. You can run the regular simulations by yourself. You can send links. You can set them up. There's so many ways to do it, but you got to go start now, because the season's only a few weeks away and you need to be prepared for the real draft when it comes sometime late August, early September, whenever those drafts might be. Go use that draft wizard at fantasypros.com right now and get prepared today. And a special shout out to all of our folks here who participated and helped us out with this live stream. And of course, one we can't do it without. Make sure you like the stream for him. We're on the way out the door for our good pal Chris, running things as always here at Fantasy Pros. That'll do it for us. But the story of the game goes on for Graham Barfield and the couple known as Derrickson. I'm Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids.